Good morning, students. Students, today I'm going to teach you a poem, The Laburnum Top by Ted Hughes. Students, this poem is a kind of poem where we can learn out of life. The poet has used the laburnum tree. Here, the laburnum is the name of a tree, and a goldfinch is a kind of small and yellow bird. So the poet has used the laburnum tree and goldfinch as a symbol of life and its fluctuations. In this poem, the poet describes how the visit of a goldfinch changes the laburnum tree. Look, it is all our, how our positive attitude towards life can change our life. In the same way, when this goldfinch bird, when this bird takes the visit of the laburnum tree, it changes the complete atmosphere of that tree. The goldfinch transforms the tree and makes it come alive. As the chicks of the goldfinch, chicks means small ones of the goldfinch start to rustle, they get activated and chirp on the tree. They start chirping when the mother goldfinch comes back on the tree. The laburnum tree symbolizes the pattern of our life. It also talks about that how we should live our life in general, which usually our life is very dull and inanimate, but we can make our life more beautiful and fascinating and lively. The goldfinch breaks the usual pattern and makes it lively. Without the goldfinch, the laburnum tree is just like another tree. In other words, it is the attitude of an individual towards life that makes life meaningful and worth living. So it is all up to us. Now let's go through the poem. The laburnum top is silent, quite still. In the afternoon, yellow September sunlight, a few leaves yellowing, all its seeds fallen. Look, now the first three lines, the poet describes, the poet describes a beautiful sunny autumn. That is the uh, a season, which season is going on? September. But with September, there the poet talks about the laburnum tree is silent and still. It is laden with yellow leaves and yellow flowers in September. Its leaves have turned yellow because of the autumn season, and all its seeds have fallen. So the first stanza talks about how does the laburnum top, means this laburnum tree, actually looks. Now let's go to the second one. Till the goldfinch comes with a twitching chirrup, a suddenness, a startlement at a branch end, then sleek as a lizard and alert and abrupt, she enters the thickness, and a machine starts up, of chittering and a tremor of wings and trillings. The whole tree trembles and thrills. It is the engine of her family. She stocks it full, then flirts out to a branch end and showing her bad face, identity, mask, love. Now, let's go to the third line. Till the goldfinch comes with a twitching chirrup. Now, what is the meaning of twitching? Twitching means a small, often movement of the body of this bird is called twitching. And chirrup means the sound made by this bird. Okay. So just then a goldfinch comes on the laburnum tree making high pitched sound as it is used to making such sound. Then sleek as a lizard and alert and abrupt. Look. Now lizard is very sleek. Okay, it is very sleek creature, and here this bird is compared with the sleekness of a lizard. And alert means very sharp, very abrupt. Abrupt means very suddenly. So what these birds do, the goldfinch has her nest in the tree and her chicks are resting in the nest. On the mother's return, a sudden movement stirs the tree. As soon as these small ones of the goldfinch come to know that their mother has come back, they get active, they get alert, they start stirring their different sound. Her little ones are excited on her arrival and start chirping. They start making lot of noise. So she enters the thickness low. The cautious mother, this mother is very alert because when she is entering, she has to take care of predators also. She is very cautious when she enters the tree with great care so that no predator can come to know that her babies are there in the nest. Otherwise, they would be killed. Now, next line. She enters thickness and the machine startup. The poet has compared this bird with a machine. Why she is called a machine? Because like a machine, once the command is given, that machine keeps on going until that production is over. In the same way, this bird, okay, whatever the food she has collected, that food she wants to share with her small ones. The poet has compared the alert, abrupt, and sleek movement of the goldfinch with that of a lizard. Why? Because lizard is a very sleek creature. The goldfinch has been called the engine of the family. Why it is called engine? Because just when the engine starts, the machine, look, the machine, like an engine, just as the engine starts, the machine, her arrival in the nest, means here the poet wants to say, this bird works like a machine and engine. Look. And when this mother goldfinch enters, she starts making different sound. Look, she makes chittering. Chittering means sound made by the baby birds. So baby birds, they are making their sound. Trilling. Now, what is trilling? Trilling means sing a series of quickly repeated high notes. So the whole tree gets trembled, means whole tree gets lively, the whole tree gets activated, and the thrill, that tree becomes full of, it gets activated and lively, it gets alert. It is the engine of her family. Look, the poet is comparing her with the engine. It is, we can say, simile the poet has used. She stocks it full. Stocks it means whatever the food she has brought in her mouth, that food she is sharing with her chicks, with her small ones. Then flirts out to a branch end, and then she starts talking to a branch end. Look, it means the engine of the family, just as the engine starts up, her arrival in the nest has suddenly started up the silent machine, and the young ones have started chittering and they started making noise. By feeding her small ones, she has added fuel to the machine, and as a result, the chicks now have the energy to be active and they start making lot of noise. Okay, and after feeding her chicks, what she did, flirts out with a branch end, showing her bad face identity mask. It means that after feeding her chicks, the goldfinch flies up and rests on the end of the branch of the tree, and her identity cancelled. Look, her identity gets completely hidden, not cancelled, it is wrong. It gets completely hidden behind the yellow flowers and yellowing leaves. Then, last line, then with airy, delicate whistle, chirrup, whispering, she launches away towards the infinite and the laburnum subsides to empty. Means, after some time, the goldfinch makes a strange, short pitch sound, that is chirrup, whistle chirrup. Then she flies away towards the infinite. Here, what is called infinite? Here, infinite is infinite sky. And the laburnum tree becomes silent again after the departure of the goldfinch. And everything seems to be the same. Everything again as it was. It has turned into as it was before the arrival of the goldfinch. Alright? Now let's go to which are the uh, poetic device used in this poem, which are the figure of speech. The first figure of speech is used when, no, first example is simile. The one thing is compared, and as we know that here in this poem, the this bird is compared with a, it is as sleek as a lizard. So it is what? It is simile. And next one, metaphor. Okay, this bird is called the engine and machine of the family. So engine and machine, it is metaphor. And alliteration. Alliterations के example, the like September, sunlight, S sound are repeated, suddenness, startlement, S sound are repeated, alert and abrupt, that is alliteration, and onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is what? Is actually in this figure of speech, a word is formed, okay, from a sound similar to it. An example is like twitching chirrup, chittering, trillings, whistle chirrup. These are all the example of onomatopoeia. Next one is transferred epithet. Now, transferred epithet, there is one example, her bare face identity mark. So it is an example of transfer epithet. The flowers of the laburnum tree, okay, full like bars, and when the bird sit behind the flowers, the shadow of the flowers on her face look like she is wearing a mask, and that has bars on it. Okay, and that is an example of transferred epithet. Okay, so here we have completed your second poem, laburnum top. We will also learn this poem in our online lecture also, but every 10 days, as you get one video lecture of every subject. Okay, so learn this poem, and if you have any doubt, you can anytime ask me. Take care. Bye.